It is Sunday night, and you know what that means. It's SNL, it is GTE season number 9, and we're at round number 5, the penultimate round of the season, here at the very welcome, returning Blue Moon Bay A. And it's the first time in GTE that we've had this circuit. It's the first time we've run this circuit in GT7. So we're going to have a fantastic race here this evening. A very short circuit, fictional circuit as well. But whilst the drivers are getting themselves up to speed, ready for the qualifying session that will start in just over 7 minutes' time, I can tell you the standings in the championship. And top of those standings right now, is he on track? He might be on track. Yes, he is. On top of the standings is Matt Psycho in the Raven Senna Lamborghini, driving for Victory Reign, the defending champion, who was unable to make the whole season. So Matt Psycho is his lead driver and leads the championship with 97 points. He's got an 18-point lead over the Canadian Ajax in the Salt Rock Hyundai. Ajax has 79 points. He has 1 victory this season. And he's only 1 point ahead of his brother, who I don't believe is on the circuit. No, Bunnies is not on the circuit. So we'll go to another Canadian. That is Punisher. So Bunnies is in the Jaguar Racing by Pizza Pizza. That is Gazman's team. Gazman has had plenty of success in this championship before as a team boss. He's a team boss once more. And Bunnies is 1 point behind his brother with 78 points. In 4th place, with a very consistent season, is Aloe. So Aloe has been having a very consistent season. This time around 62 points for him in his orange Aston Martin OC. In 5th place is Speckmere, who has got 51 points. The unfortunate Speckmere, he's had 2 disconnects this season, which has resulted in him not fighting for second, possibly not fighting for the championship even. So 51 points. He's 1 point ahead of his teammate, who is Rob on drums, currently in 6th place, having his best GTE season ever, with 50 points right now. In 7th place is Slenderfella, also having his best season in GTE, driving the Jaguar Racing by Pizza Pizza, and he is on 48 points, so very close for 5th in the championship right now. In 8th place is Poolshark, who had that incredible result at Barcelona. He's just going 2nd quickest to join his teammate at the front of the field in this practice session. He is in the Lamborghini, as is Matt Psycho. He has 36 points. In 9th place is Bloodraven in his debut GTE season on 28 points, and this is where it gets very close in fact. Bloodraven in the Jaguar Racing by Pizza Pizza. Craig O.B. is then following him by 1 point, 27 points for him in his Lamborghini. In 11th place is Rageous Prime, who is no longer racing in the series, with 26 points. He was in the orange Aston Martin OC team. In 12th place is JJ Trim with 25 points, who I'm not sure is racing in the series. Had a lot of issues getting him in contact, so don't think he's racing any longer in the series. 13th in the championship is Kaisergrim. The Swede in his debut GTE championship is on 24 points, and the Punisher is on 14th with 22 points. Gran Turismo is in the chat saying go AHR Bailey. Capri Sun is in the... Alpha Capri, not Capri Sun, is in the chat saying here to support Bailey as well. Well, Bailey is 16th in the championship with 10 points. He had his best result, though, in GTE ever at the last round. Coming in for Ragemus Prime. And 15th place is Yokas in the Hyundai. He was here earlier, but he's disconnected I wonder if he's got connection issues. Right, we're 2 minutes away from qualifying. You can see the light is getting a little bit less here at Blue Moon Bay. Thank you everyone that's watching us so far. As Gran Turismo and Alpha Capri have said, tell me who you're supporting. Get a shout out. The team championship, well, it's currently led by Raven Senna Lamborghini with 160 points, but they've only got a 6-point lead over the Jaguar Racing by Pizza team, who have 154 points. There is then a 28-point gap to Team Shadow Realm, who have 126 points. Then a 10-point gap to Orange Aston Martin OC with 116, and then finally Salt Rock Hyundai have 114 points. Drop a like as it's free, so don't be greedy, and drop a sub. Alpha Capri, well, taking it all from me. Of course, like, share and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Hooli is saying go Pool Shark. Lots of support in the chat right now for Pool Shark after his success at Barcelona. Let's see then if everybody is ready for qualifying. I will tell you what the qualifying format is and the tyres for the session when we get underway. So let's just see if everybody's ready. The qualifying format is 20 minutes long. The first 5 minutes see the bottom 5 in the championship running. Then they are joined by the next 5 in the championship, and the last 10 minutes is everybody else on circuit. We've seen some impressive qualifying as a result of this format. It's proving quite a success. There might be some tweaks into it in the future if it is run again. But thank you everyone that is liking and sharing and subscribing to us. It is making a massive difference to the channel. So I'm going to wish them all good luck. And we're going to start the session. Just make sure everyone is entered. They should be. Yes, they are. Let's get this session underway then. Starting qualifying then. 58 laps here at Blue Moon Bay. So it's a long race in terms of laps, but it is a short lap around the circuit. Only 10 corners here. Mama Sykes is in the chat. Hello, Mama Sykes. She is saying, go Matt, evening everyone. Hi Jam, enjoy the racing. Always here at SNL, Mama Sykes. This is a fictional circuit in America. It is an inner loop of an oval, the tri-oval that we've seen before in Formula X many a time. Talking of Formula X, that will be coming in November, the end of season. In terms of 2024, so everybody will be excited about that. That will be the last series of 2024. We'll possibly have a one-off event in December, although December is usually pretty tricky with Christmas around the corner. Believe it or not, we're thinking about Christmas already. I heard it was around 80 days away, which is bonkers to think. Anyway, let's talk about the tyres. The tyres. All the team bosses get to choose 2 compounds of tyre for the session, for the race, and both compounds must be used unless it rains, which there is no rain option here at Blue Moon Bay. So that means Jaguar Racing have picked mediums and mediums for their tyres. They have to change at some point. That leaves them softs and hards for Suzuka next week. Team Shadow Realm have got softs and hards. They have mediums and mediums next week. As do Raven Senna Lamborghini. They're going for the soft and hard options, mediums and mediums for Suzuka. Orange Aston Martin OC have softs and hards with medium and hard options for Suzuka. And then finally, Salt Rock Hyundai have soft and mediums and double hards for them next time out. Let's go on board with the Punisher as he starts his first qualifying lap. We're going through turn number 5, the infield. You can see the pit complex on the left hand side as we go around the reverse section, through a little kink at 6 into 7, the hairpin. Towards the end of the lap, you want to put the power down so early, but there's a wall on the exit. You have to be careful going into turn 8. Again, this can suck you off into the grass. Into the straight before turn 9, the crucial attacking corner. Onto the banking we go. We become a NASCAR driver going around the banking here at Blue Moon Bay. Go through turn 10 and we're on the home straight, chasing down an aeroplane as we go across the line to set a 109. Yokas has joined the room. He will hopefully join us on the back of the grid. So we go off board. You can see the sparks kicking up as they go through turn 1. We'll have a look at Kaisergrim going through turn 1. The camera not being pleasant for us there, unfortunately. Let's see who else is out there. Nobody else is out there yet. Bailey hasn't gone out. So we should have Bailey out there, actually. Bailey should be there. He's in that stage of the race for the qualifying. So it's currently the Punisher and Kaisergrim on the circuit, all on their own. So the Punisher going through that turn number 8. Attacking, not getting a good sector so far. Gran Turismo saying, Bailey, let's go. But Bailey's sat there in the pits. So I don't know if he's waiting for something. Waiting for the perfect conditions, maybe cooler conditions here at Blue Moon Bay. It will get cooler as we are in the evening. Kaisergrim then looking to improve his time, which he will definitely do. Crosses the line, but he's 1.2 seconds off the pace of the Punisher. Let's see if we can get a clip of him going through turn 1. We do not. It's proving to be quite tricky to get that angle. Thank you everyone that's watching the qualifying session. We're a minute away from the next 5 drivers coming out. So Craig O.B., Bloodraven, Pool Shark, Slenderfella and Rob on drums will join us. Hopefully Bailey will join them too. He is just waiting there. The Punisher is trying to improve his lap time. He's a 10th off his best right now in his orange Aston Martin OC. So could improve with a good exit through turn 9 and 10. It's just an acceleration zone for these cars. What can he produce then? At the end of the lap, he does go a little bit quicker, so there is time in that Aston Martin. Kaisergrim crossing the line now. Can he close up the gap? He does. He's now 0.6 of a second. He halves the gap to himself and the Punisher in the Hyundai. So cars are coming out. I can hear them. They can see them on the map as well as the Punisher goes on to lap number 5. So the drivers lower down in the championship, they get the chance to find their feet, get into the qualifying zone. They've also burnt off more fuel than their rivals as well. So they get the opportunity to have a chance to start further up the grid and produce a performance worthy of their talents. Sometimes these drivers, they just have a little bit of bad luck. Maybe a spin halfway through the race, and it will plummet you down in SNL. You cannot make a mistake in this league. 0.3 of a second for the Punisher. What does Kaisergrim do? He's been getting quicker and quicker each lap. Can he get closer to the Punisher? It looks like this could be a better lap. It is a better lap. Psycho in the chat saying evening. He is watching the coverage as he waits in the pit lane. Bloodraven then on track for Jaguar Racing by Pizza Pizza. The Canadian in his first ever season of SNL Racing, currently 9th in the championship. He's attacking turn number 1, which we don't get a very good angle of the bump through there. The sparks fly as he goes up the banking and again into turn 2 towards turn number 3, which he attacks with gusto. Through turn 4 into 5, the right-hander, he is flying along, trying to get that Jaguar further up the grid. Now the Jaguars are going to be in a disadvantage here in qualifying. They've only got the medium tyres available to them. However, in the race they are not running the hard tyre. The Punisher coming into the pits, he's deciding to get some new boots on that Aston Martin. Pushing hard. What can Bloodraven do then? as he comes out of the banking. Into turn 10, the long left-hander. The medium tyres will be a disadvantage. Endurance Nut is in the chat saying evening. Evening, Endurance Nut. Nice to see you in the chat. Bloodraven does a good lap. He does 8/10 of a second from the fastest lap. As Rob on drums goes quickest in the Supra. The Supra was looking incredibly rapid in practice, and we can see that now. Craig O.B. following Pool Shark, who goes into 5th place right now. Craig O.B. just demotes him, and Slenderfella goes up into 3rd place in his Jaguar Racing by Pizza. So Rob on drums is on the provisional pole position with the Punisher less than a 10th behind him. Then it is a 3/10 gap to Slenderfella with Kaisergrim 4/10 behind. He's just 3/10 ahead of Bloodraven, who is just 2/10 ahead of Craig O.B., who is 2/10 ahead of Pool Shark. So those 7 drivers currently on the circuit. Rob on drums going through turn number 8. Kaisergrim improves his time and somehow splits the Punisher and Rob on drums. He pits, puts some more fuel in the car, goes out once more. Thank you everyone that's joined us for qualifying here at Blue Moon Bay. Like, share, subscribe. We have got a fantastic audience here at SNL joining us live every Sunday night for the GTE Championship, the penultimate round this weekend as well. Can you believe it? As Rob on drums has a little bit of traffic going into turn 1. Pool Shark puts himself up into 5th place. So that means, what does Craig O.B. do? He does not improve. No improvements then, other than that. Let's see though. Slenderfella was slightly further behind. No improvement for him either, as we're a minute away from everybody being out on circuit. Let's have a look at the rundown. It's Rob on drums on pole, but he's only 45 hundredths ahead of Kaisergrim. Kaisergrim somehow is just ahead of the Punisher, less than a 10th, covering the top 3 as the Punisher comes out of the final corner. He's got some fresh softs on. Can he make up that time and get pole? He does not, but the consistency is there for him. Slenderfella coming to the end of his lap. Let's go on board with him as we go through the final corners. Rob on drums into the pits himself, getting some new tyres, it would seem. So Slenderfella coming out of the final corner. Drivers leaving the pit lane. Will they come out in front of him? Well, look on the left-hand side. There they are, just ahead. Some specks coming across. Craig O.B. goes up into 4th as we go through turn 1. There is the thump of the car hitting the ground through that turn 1 section. So we've got the other drivers coming out. We've got Matt Saigo. We've got some traffic happening, in fact. Lowy, Bunnies and Bailey is now out on circuit. So there's some drivers trying to buy full position as they come out the pits. Ajax also there, a bit further out on circuit. But the pole position man is currently Rob on drums. He's on an outlap after pitting for fresher tyres. Kaisergrim coming out of turn number 9, around the banking. What can the Hyundai driver do? He has a new helmet as well, one he has designed himself. Bloodraven puts himself up into 7th place, an improvement for him, but no such luck for Kaisergrim. Have a look further down the road. We can see Pool Shark improves. It closes the gap to him and Craig O.B. Pool Shark up into 5th place. Craig O.B., does he improve? No, he does not. Slenderfella puts himself into 6th place. So they're all very close. 2/10 of a second covering the top 5. Slenderfella just outside that bubble in 6th. There is Bloodraven in 7th. 8th place. Speckmere, he's currently going quicker than anyone has gone through Sector 1. Chris Boo watching his drivers in the Supra for Team Shadow Realm. They are having a very, very competitive season. They are 3rd in the Team Championship, 34 points behind the leaders. They definitely are more competitive than that, as Speckmere is half a second up on his teammate. already. Speckmere was setting some very fast times in practice. Bloodraven improves his time. He stays 7th, but closes the gap even more. But Speckmere is about to smash the opposition right here with half a second already up. What can he do? Pulshark puts himself fastest, and he's in fact faster than Speckmere. So Pulshark puts himself in first place, ahead of Speckmere now in second. Rob on Drums is third. Ajax puts himself into 7th place. Aloe has put himself into 10th. Matt Psycho coming out of turn 12. Bunny's going across the line. He goes into 3rd. Matt Psycho looks like he's going to put himself into pole position. Yes, he does by 0.6 of a second. Holy says, go Josh. That is in response to Pulshark putting it fastest at that point. But he is now down in 2nd place, running wide actually. As we see, Speckmere has got the attention of... Oh, did he touch the grass? Going through there, we'll have a look on board as he comes through the final corners. On the banking, you can see the angle they are at. Kaiser Grim improves his time, puts himself up into 5th place. The gap between Speckmere and Bunnies is minute, 8 thousandths of a second, but nothing happening there for Speckmere. Ajax improves his time, puts himself up into 6th as he clatters turn 1. You see Speckmere sliding that Supra. Sparks are flying once more. Aloe puts himself into 7th. A second covering the top 7 now. Second covering the top 8 as Rob on Drums puts himself up into 5th place. Bunnies puts himself further into 4th. The gap between them all is incredibly tight. Matt Psycho has made a mistake on his lap, so he's not going to get that Lamborghini further up on this lap in terms of time as Pulshark pulls to the side. Let's have a look. Drivers sliding around. This circuit is proving very, very tricky as we see Kaiser Grim coming out of the final corner in the Hyundai. Can he improve? Currently in 6th place. He does not improve his time. Yes, he does. He puts himself up into 2nd place. What a movement up the field for Kaiser Grim. Pulshark coming to the end of his lap. He is a bit slower. Speckmere puts himself up into 2nd. He's 7 thousandths of a second ahead of Kaiser Grim. Craig OB improving his time, putting himself into 9th place. Now it's a second covering the top 9. Bailey looking to improve his time. He's 1.2 seconds off pole position. So he's burning through the fuel at the moment, trying to get there in the Aston Martin. So we see him. He'll be the next driver to cross the line as well. He's 3/10 down on his best lap though. The Punisher is following him, but he's on an outlap. As we see Slenderfella in the pit, he has decided to call it a day. Bloodraven also looks like he's called it a day. They're on medium tyres though. So they're saying, right, we are staying in the pit. We know what we've got underneath us for the race. Matt Psycho, though, leading the field by half a second here in the Lamborghini. Speckmere coming to cross the line, though. Can he cross over into the... Oh, he goes fastest! By 0.4 of a second, he goes into the 107s. And he puts himself ahead of Matt Psycho by 0.4 of a second. There's lots of time to be had here this evening in this qualifying session. It's just getting quicker and quicker around this circuit. Pulshark on his outlap. What does Bunnies do as Rob on Drums, the American on home soil, puts himself up into 3rd place in his Supra. Bunnies in 6th will not improve. Matt Psycho improves and puts himself on pole, but only by 3/300ths of a second to Speckmere. So Speckmere pushing Matt Psycho once more in this season of GTE. He's 0.2 of a second up on his best, on the purple lap time. And he's got a little bit of a toe as well coming out of the banking. Can he use it to his advantage? Bailey improves his time to go into 7th place. We're currently looking at Speckmere, who's looking for the pole position. Can he do it? Punisher improves his time, goes 7th, but Speckmere doesn't improve. 0.2 of a second off Matt Psycho. Matt Psycho must have had an amazing final sector, because that looked pretty smooth from Spekmir. Kaisergrim then in 4th. He's 3/10 up on his best lap time right now. So he's pushing hard. Rob on drums in the pits. This will be his final push for the pole position time, it would seem. As we see Kaisergrim using all the road and a little bit more in that Hyundai. He's currently the top Hyundai on circuit in his blue machine. Kaisergrim then. Somebody having a big spin up ahead. Somebody's gone off the circuit. Who is that? We'll see them on the inside. It's Matt Psycho. Matt Psycho went off in the final sector, in the final corner indeed, so he was pushing hard. So that Lamborghini, a bit of a handful. It has proved to be in qualifying so far. Bullshark looking quite quick as it stands, as drivers start to go into their final qualifying laps. Ajax pushing in his Hyundai, 1.4 seconds off the pole time right now, looking to improve as he comes through the final corner. What can he do? Currently a 1.8868 for him as he goes in 9th place. He improves to 8th, but it's not what the Canadian will be hoping for. There's 3 Canadians altogether on the grid. Bunnies, the Punisher and Ajax. Bailey is there in 9th place. He's going to improve his time if he can hold it on through the final corners. Looks a good exit for Bailey as he approaches the start-finish line. To finish this lap, he will have one more lap after this to improve his time. Craig O'B in the pits for the end of the session. Bailey puts himself up into 7th place now. So we've got drivers in the pits. Craig O'B, Slenderfella and Bloodraven will not improve their times. Lowy looking to improve his though as he comes out of the final corner. He will get one more lap out of his Aston Martin. He'll be the last driver though, I think, that will get a chance at qualifying. Goes further down. Interesting tactic from Lowy, trying to gain some speed and momentum possibly for his final run as Ajax will improve. No, he does not. So currently, Matt Psycho leading the field. Spekmir in 2nd does not improve his time. The last drivers across the line will be Rob on drums. Can he get across before the time stops? No, he does not. He does not improve. He will start at least in the top 3, we think, as Bullshark goes 5th. Bunnies, will he improve? He's on medium tyres, remember. He's a second off the pole position time. On those tyres, he doesn't improve. Bailey does not improve either. Some incredibly close lap times, some incredible consistency. As the Punisher goes across the line, he's nearly out of fuel. Can he improve? No, he does not. He does not improve. Matt Psycho on pole right now. 300ths the gap. Can he make it a bigger cushion to the field? He doesn't. So that means that Ajax will come through. It looks like the Hyundai, not the best car around this circuit, possibly. As all my comments appear on the screen. No, not an improvement, and Lowy will not improve either. So Lowy, the last driver on the circuit, he made a mistake on that final lap, pushing towards the end. So Matt Psycho gets pole position, but he's had to work incredibly hard for it. So he was pushed by Spekmir in the Supra. It's a Supra 2-3. Chris Boo will be pleased to see that from his boys. Rob on drums. Best qualifying session for Rob on drums since his pole position in season number 2. 3rd for him on the grid on home soil. Kaisergrim, his best qualifying session in GTE in the Hyundai. Bullshark is 5th in his Lamborghini. 6th is Bunnies on the medium tyres, 1 second off that pole time. Bailey is in 7th, not far off Bunnies at all. The Punisher is 8th. Ajax is 9th. 10th will be a Lowy. So top 10 covered by 1.4 seconds. In fact, 11th, 1.5 seconds to be in 11th place. Slender Fella is there in 12th and 13th place is Blood Raven. Victory Rain in the chat saying, great job, Matt. Nice work, Rob. Thumbs up from him. Brilliant qualifying session. Incredibly tight around the circuit as well. We can see by that turn 1 there are mistakes in these cars. Gran Turismo saying, well done, Bailey. 7th place for him in this session. So let's have a look at the qualifying times. We'll also get Yokas in at the back of the grid, ready for the session. So Matt Psycho on pole position, Specmere in second, Rob on drums is third. Best result there for Chris Boo and his team Shadow Realm Racing. Shadow Realm Racing. Hopefully my PlayStation doesn't cut out again. It's running hot. I've hoovered it. I've done everything I can with it. It is running with a window open behind it. It is very weird. Anyway, Kaiser Grim is in 4th place in his Hyundai. 5th place is Pool Shark in his Lamborghini. 6th is Bunnies in the Jaguar. 7th is Bailey in his Aston Martin. Top Aston Martin actually here this evening. 8th place is the Punisher in his Aston Martin 2. 9th place is Ajax in the Hyundai. 10th is Aloe in 11th place. Just missing out on that top 10 by less than a tenth of a second is Craig O.B. In 12th place is Slender Fella in the Jaguar, and he is followed by his teammate Blood Raven in 13th. Yokas will join us for the session in 14th place. So let's just cancel the race. Okay, we'll end the race. Let Yokas join the field. So I just have to... There we go. There we go. Awesome. So I've just cancelled the race, changing the session into one where I can edit it. So I'll just go back on to the grid, just make sure everyone is ready. So as I do that, I'll pop you on mute for a second. You don't want me talking to you all this time, surely. Victory Rain in the chat saying, don't forget to unmute Jam. Don't worry, Victory Rain. I was not forgetting. I just had to go for a call of nature. There you go. Now you know where I went. Okay, so looks like everybody is ready for the race. Hopefully we will get underway shortly. Let's wish everybody good luck. We have 58 laps here at Blue Moon Bay. Tell me who you're supporting in the chat. Here is the grid. On the right-hand side, Matt Psycho on pole position as Mama Psych says, go Matt, fingers crossed. Specmere in second, Rob on drums third, Kaiser Grim fourth, Pool Shark fifth, sixth is Bunnies, seventh is Bailey, eighth is The Punisher, ninth is Ajax, 10th is Aloe, 11th is Craig B, 12th is Slenderfella, 13th is Bloodraven, and 14th place is Yokas. So, let's start the race. I don't want to enter myself. So, 58 laps around this circuit. In the evening, we will race into the darkness. Let's look at the grid. Ooh, nice camera view here on the grid. Nicely spotting all 14 cars. Matt Psycho on pole, Specmere second, Rob on drums third, fourth Kaiser Grim fifth, Pool Shark sixth is Bunny, seventh Bailey, eighth is The Punisher. We have 3 lights on, 4, 5, and it is go here at Blue Moon Bay, and it's a poor start from Rob on drums. He loses the position, it would seem, already to Kaiser Grim as they go into turn 1. He's down, in fact, down to 6th place. Rob on drums, not the best of starts for him, but Specmere in second, Kaiser Grim up into 3rd place with Bunnies in 4th as they all race towards turn number 3. Matt Psycho leads with the Specmere in second. Kaiser Grim, though, falling. Oh, Bunnies in 4th place. I thought he was going to fall down the field, but he did not. He managed to keep hold of the slide in that Jaguar. 5th place is Rob on drums, who slowly went off the line. He's dropped a few places, got back up into 5th place as Pool Shark is trying to have a look around the outside. There we have Bailey on board with the Aston Martin in this crazy infield section. Rob on drums currently fighting his fellow American Pool Shark for top spot in this race here in America. The Americans there. Craig B in 8th, Punisher 9th, Aloe 10th, Slenderfella 11th, 12th is Bloodraven. Ajax not having the best of starts himself, and Yokas down at the back of the field, but it is Matt Psycho leading the field currently. But 3rd place is Bunnies going into turn 1. He makes the move, a little bit of contact between the 2 cars as Bunnies gets the inside out of turn number 2 towards that turn number 3. Best opportunity for overtakes is into turn 1, possibly Pool Shark having a bit of a wobble in his Lamborghini under pressure from Rob on drums. Thank you everyone that's watching us. Like, share and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Here to SNL GTE season number 9, round number 5. Matt Psycho can in fact win the championship here this evening if things go his way. 25 points on the cards for a win. Currently has an 18-point lead in the championship. So Specmere's 2nd place, keeping the pressure on though once more in that Supra. Bunnies in 3rd with Kaiser Grim 4th. It looks like though Pool Shark will get the run on him through turn 10 as Kaiser Grim touched the wall out of turn 9. So the Swede drops down. Pool Shark now up into 4th place. Pool Shark's fans will be incredibly impressed by that. Specmere set the fastest lap on the last one at 7:4.99 compared to Matt Psycho 7:8.7. But Matt Psycho going a little bit quicker. Oh, Kaiser Grim and Pool Shark, there's a contact between the Pool Shark and Kaiser Grim. Pool Shark has got damage, in fact, so there looked to be contact between the 2 drivers. We just caught the end of it as Bailey is in 7th. There's a bit of a gap forming between the other drivers. Hard tyres though on the Aston Martin. Very interesting for Bailey as he goes on the inside attacking Pool Shark right now. So hard for Bailey, top hard runner in that Aston Martin. He's fighting though with Pullshark. Pullshark though has to dip behind. Pullshark on the soft tyres in his Lamborghini. Oh, having a massive slide through turn 9. The Punisher on hard tyres too. Is Aloe on hard? All the Aston Martins running hard tyres. Mediums for Slender Fella. Craig OP is on the softs. Bloodraven is on the mediums, of course, because they have to be. Ajax on the mediums too. And Yokas is on the softs. But Matt Psycho, currently the man leading the race by nearly 2 seconds, set the fastest lap previous time around on the soft tyres. 7.4. Speckmere losing a second on that lap. Speckmere will be encouraged. He'll know he's got the pace to stay with Matt Psycho. Currently, Bunny's falling down the field, but he's obviously on the medium tyres. He's got Kaisergrim all behind him as we go on board with the Swedish driver, putting the pressure on. He's currently on soft tyres. He has a tyre advantage as he tries to make the position up on Bunny's. Bunny's currently in third, but he's got all the pressure right now. Kaisergrim on the inside, going through turn number 1. Kaisergrim will take the position as they cross the line side by side. The Hyundai on the inside line as they go through turn number 1, but Bunny's keeping the Jaguar on the outside line and holds the position in a good defensive move. Bunny's holding the line, keeping the momentum up in that Jaguar. So 6th place is Bailey with Pullshark right behind him. We'll go on board with Pullshark as he overtakes Bailey, who ran wide through turn 4. The Aston Martin not proving to be the best handling car through the infield, it would seem. But it is on hards. All of the Astons are on hard tyres. We're seeing a little bit of a traffic jam forming as Ajax puts himself ahead of Slenderfella going into turn number 7. Ajax trying to push up the field. Let's go on board with the Canadian on board the Hyundai. There's a yellow flag as there is a slow-moving Bailey making a mistake out of turn number 8. Easily done, possibly running wide on the exit. So we have 3 cars fighting for position. Aloe in 9th place, having to defend against Bloodraven. Victory Rain in the chat as Bloodraven looks to make the move into turn 1. He's already done it, but Aloe dives up the inside to try and get the move back. Victory Rain in the chat, but that means that Ajax gets a chance going out of turn 2. Aloe has an opportunity though to get himself up. No, Aloe does not. Aloe loses the position from Ajax. He was attacking Bloodraven and then ends up stuck behind Ajax. So that is the fight further down the field. Matt Psycho though won at 3.5 seconds up on Speckmere. Victory Rain in the chat saying good job Shark, now head down and hit your marks, thumbs up. Pullshark down to 6th. So Pullshark's had an issue on this lap. He's down, is he? No, he's in 6th. He's running away from those behind him. Got confused there. Off he goes, 6th place. I thought for a second he was in 3rd at one point, but that is Bunnies and Kaisergrim. They were having the fight. It's Rob on drums catching them up though. Is he? Maybe, just about. Kaisergrim not having the best lap number 5 in the Hyundai. Running wide like that is not going to help him. Although it looks like... Oh no, he's gone off the circuit! Kaisergrim is fighting hard. Go on board with Rob on drums, who overtakes the Hyundai. We can see the Hyundai in the mirror. Rob on drums moves himself up into 4th place. That's 2 Supras in the top 4. Not the first time we've seen that this season in a race. Kaisergrim falling back a little bit as his tyres start to wear. Pullshark, the next driver, trying to get ahead of the Swede. Punisher, 7th place. Hard tyres for him, so not all bad right now. There are drivers that have to run the hard tyres later in the race, so he's looking to limit the damage on the slower tyres, ahead of Craig O.B., who's on the softs in the Lamborghini. Bloodraven also softer tyres, mediums for him though, and the same for Ajax in the Hyundai. So they're pushing on. Aloe 8 ahead of Bailey. Bailey has got the attention though of Yokas, who will look into turn 1, but Yokas not close enough. Oh, he went for a move. A little bit of contact possibly between the two cars through turn 1, but nothing doing as it stood. Matt Psycho then 4 seconds up on Specmere, running very high out of turn 9, slightly higher than Specmere, running closer to that wall than his fellow Brit. Bunny's nowhere near it in comparison. Rob on drums giving it possibly a little scrape on the exit, possibly not based on the speed he was able to produce. Kaiser Grim has got the attention of Poolshark to go on board with the American here in the Lamborghini. His team boss is watching this. Many of his fans are as well. His supporters going on to the high line through turn 1. That's not the best angles from the on-board, though, is better, as we see Kaiser Grim has the better line. The Poolshark is able to put this Lamborghini where he wants to, putting the pressure on. The Hyundai ahead. Can he do it going into turn 7? We focus on Kaiser Grim in 5th. Poolshark, though, unable to make a move as the sun starts to set here in Blue Moon Bay. And it's Poolshark all over the back of Kaiser Grim, trying not to get too excited out turn 8. That has punished Bailey in his orange Aston Martin. Poolshark then getting the drive through the corner, try to hold into the slipstream. We're on board with him, passing the grandstands. He's got the Hyundai exactly where he wants him. He pulls out and gets the position going into turn 1. Will he be able to hold place? Yes, he will. We go on board with Kaiser Grim, who will get an attack on the exit, and it looks like they're going to be side by side through turn number 3. Kaiser Grim not letting Poolshark have the position. Poolshark runs wide though. Poolshark slides the Lamborghini, holds it somehow with the grass on the right hand side tyres. He is still in 6th place as his teammate Craig O.B. puts himself up into 7th as these 4 cars battle for that 7th place. Bloodraven 8th. The Punisher is under attack now from his fellow Canadian. Ajax having a look into the hairpin. Can he do it? Yes, he can. The Hyundai makes the move on the Aston. The Aston having a bit of a slide, but holding on to the back of the car ahead. These 4, it looked like it went very slow all of a sudden coming out of the corner. Those hard tyres though, you could see the difference as it starts to fall back against those he was racing. Bailey is 11th, Yokas is 12th. Lowe hitting the wall heavily, and Slenderfella currently not having his favourite race right now. He had a spin possibly on lap 8, lost about 10 seconds, but Matt Psycho leading the field now, 5 seconds up on Specmere. His soft tyres though looking worn, but not as worn as Specmere's. Specmere keeping the pressure on. We've seen Matt Psycho sliding that Lamborghini in qualifying. So it could be it's a little bit of a monster coming through those final corners. Specmere is closing the gap, keeping him honest. There is a gap now to Bunnies of 10 seconds, but Bunnies on the mediums. The race will come to him as the other 2 go onto their hard tyres. It's all about consistency for Bunnies this evening. Kaiser Grim currently on softs, currently running 4th place as well. We will remember early on in the season where he was running highly. We will not want to repeat what happened that night. It's Rob on drums, he lost 6 seconds on that previous lap. So he had got himself up into 4th place, I believe, based on those lap time readings. Oh, yes, he had. We had 2 Supras in the top 4, so Rob on drums losing a position. Don't have my own lap charts. Need someone in the studio with me, keeping a tally of that. I need my own Mark Hughes. How on earth is Paul Sharp keeping that Lamborghini pointing the right way? He's had a few scares already this evening, as Craig O.B. has got the attention of a Raven, the Blood Raven, following closely. He's gone board with the red. Jaguar racing by Pizza. He's got the slipstream. Will he use it? Does he need it? It looks like he's got a great run coming out of the exit. Do we see the Lamborghini on the right hand side? We do not. Do we see it there? No, we can't see it anywhere. It is side by side going into turn 1. There's a yellow flag waving. Who has gone off ahead of us? It is Rob on drums. He has had a bit of an off going through turn 1. He's smashed his car quite badly. Oh, he's been bitten by the bump as he drops down behind Ajax now. But Ajax goes off the circuit. But Ajax now off the circuit, having to defend against the Punisher, and the Punisher goes up into 9th. So Ajax down to 10th place. He won't be happy with that. As we see on board with the Punisher, he's got Rob on drums ahead of him. So Rob now able to move his car up there. Blood Raven has got past Craig O.B. So Blood Raven actually having one of his best races as well this evening, as the sun really is shining out on the spectators. Heard a rumour that the lights don't turn on at this circuit, so those spectators are going to get very cold, very dark. They'll be tripping up over each other, but they'll be glued to their seats because it's an SNL race and anything can happen. Did see somebody saying Matt Psycho smashing the race at Barcelona. There is something about a championship as well that could be said about Matt Psycho, but don't want to make him rich. As we look in the background, Craig O.B. has got the attention of all these drivers. I say the attention, Rob on drums has got the attention of the Punisher. As it stands, he's got a North American battle on his hands, with the Punisher trying to push all 3 drivers in 3 different cars, as well as we go on board with the Canadian once more onto the banking. We're going to become a NASCAR driver. Yeehaw! Oh, not good though, because the Supra pulling away. The Supra pulls away nicely from the Aston Martin. Where is the Hyundai? Annoyingly, it's just behind the numbers of the lap chart. You see the sparks kicking up as they go through turn 1. That was a nice view of the cars through there. Punisher then under pressure from Ajax. So 2 Canadians fighting for the top 10. Can Ajax get past? It's going round the outside of turn number 5. Not the best opportunity really as the lights start to come on the cars, as Speckmere, his team are in. Speckmere into the pits already on lap number 16. Matt Psycho not anywhere close. Bunny's neither, as he goes up into 2nd place in the long pit lane. There is the purple Bad Dragon of Speckmere. So fresh tyres for him. He's already burnt through some on lap number 15. He is out of the pits as you can see him still in that pit lane. There's a potential possibility you lose a lap at this circuit as well with a pit stop. That Psycho coming out of the final corner, and Speckmere now coming out of the pits. And Speckmere down the field, down in 11th place now. He comes out on soft tyres just behind Bailey. So Bailey currently is in 10th. His tyres are not looking happy as Ajax and the Punisher fighting side by side once more. Ajax, though, managing to get the Hyundai up into that position. So, good battle between the two Canadians. In fact, let's go back to that battle because I think the Punisher has an opportunity to get himself back ahead. He did briefly jump into that place. As we see in the background, Bailey's got the attention of Speckmere. Speckmere having to fight hard. Let's go on board with the driver that was in second place before his pit stop. Coming out of the final corner, he'll know that Bailey has got slower tyres right now. Even if he doesn't know he's on the hards, he can tell from the acceleration. Bailey, though, pitting on lap number 16. The hard tyres confirmed with that stop. So Speckmere trying to push hard. Matt Psycho has a 21-second lead over Bunnies. The tyres, though, not looking too great. As ahead of him is Yokas. Bailey dropping down now to 14th place. Ooh, that was very weird movement there from Yokas. Blue flags waving for him. Matt Psycho just behind then. Sykes saying SNL, such great racing. Thank you, Mama Sykes. There is great racing going on, and in fact, let's have a look. Blood Raven, he's got a bit of company, but Rob on drums has got. No, Rob on drums is on his own. Ajax has got the attention of the Punisher still. Oh, the Punisher's hit the wall. Out of turn 8, and that means Speckmere can move up the field. Into the pits comes Kaiser Grim on lap 17. In comes the Hyundai. So the Swede is in that car, getting a new service. Matt Psycho coming into the pit. Oh, that is the Punisher, I believe. No, it's not. Is it a Lowy that was slowing down? It was a Lowy slowing down for Matt Psycho. Trying to keep himself out of trouble. Matt Psycho trying to get a toe off of Yokas, that would have been. So a little bit of traffic from Matt Psycho on this lap, a little bit slower. Bunny's pushing hard, trying to chase him down. The clouds are looking a little bit ominous. Out of turn 10, but don't worry, it's not going to rain. It's not possible on this circuit, but it is at Suzuka. We could have rain for the first time this season in GTE at Suzuka. Poolshark in third. He keeps on going. Will he pit? It looks like he's going into the pit lane. Yes, he does. As the camera helpfully pans across to see a car that's not there. Grego B, is he pitting or will he make life difficult for Rob on drums? Rob on drums going for a move possibly. Then down the home straight. He's on the outside going into turn 1. He's up into 4th place. Can he get round? Can he use the momentum of that wider line? We saw Bunnies use it. The marbles, though, are so tricky. I've seen a huge spider in the room. That distracted me. Rob on drums stays in 4th place, though, runs a little bit wide, a little bit of grass on the tyres, but holds himself in that position. Wow, that is quite a big spider. Okay, Craig OB is in 5th place, with Speckmere now pushing behind him. Speckmere feeling the pressure of being held up. He's going round the outside. Can he hold it, though? That would have been an amazing move round the outside, but he manages to do the cutback. And then he's got Rob on drums ahead of him. Rob on drums will help his teammate go through the corner. Matt Psycho is there in the pits. Well, does Matt Psycho lose the lead? Because Speckmere is on the home straight. And it looks like it's going to be incredibly close. Speckmere is in 4th, and Speckmere is ahead of Matt Psycho. Wow. So Speckmere is ahead of Matt Psycho. He's getting held up, though, by his teammate, Rob on drums. Rob on drums needs to let his teammate by at this point. I know Rob on drums is in a race at this point in the standings, but his teammate, there he goes, he dives to the right hand side, lets Speckmere through. It's as if he heard me, possibly, I don't know. Rob on drums though, looking around the outside of Speckmere. He's keeping the pressure on because he knows he's got to move. He's got Ajax just behind him, but Speckmere right now looking for the lead of the race as coming into the pits. No fuel left on board this Jaguar. Is Bunnies. In he comes. It rolls in. They'd have to restart the motor, surely. His teammate, Bloodraven, will be in as well. So these Jaguars able to go a little bit further, possibly, than their competitors. Speckmere, as the lights flash against the hoardings, goes into the lead then. He's got Ajax behind him, and Ajax has Matt Psycho behind him. So Matt Psycho just losing a bit of time, actually, through turn one because he's on the hards. So Matt Psycho using hard tyres right now. What is happening behind him? So medium tyres for Ajax. It's the sun. He's really disappearing over the hills. Kaiser Grim moves up into 5th place on his medium tyres now. So he's made his stop. Pull Shark on the hards. So this looks like a tactic from the Lamborghini team, using hard tyres. Zaloe is in the pits. Bailey will cross the line. Will he get ahead of Bloodraven? Bloodraven, though, is out on circuit. Bailey unable to catch, but he is on soft tyres. Can he get past Bloodraven's Jaguar on the mediums? The cars starting to use their lights. Those lights on the Aston Martin are white. They do look yellow, but they are white. Rob on drums in 9th. He's on softs. So running there. Craig OB is on the hard, so it's definitely a tactic from the Raven Senna Lamborghinis to run those tyres. Now all of a sudden we'll start to see those Aston Martins start flying through the field. Zaloe also on the softs. They've got rid of their hards, but at the front of the field it's Speckmere leading in his Supra once more. We've seen it already this season. That one light shining on the side. Ajax holding off Matt Psycho on board with the championship leader, chasing the man currently 2nd in the championship, but he knows he's got pit stop over him. The lights shine brightly on the back of the Hyundai. Is the Hyundai pitting? No, it is not. So Matt Psycho having to make a decision to overtake. He does do that. It's Ajax is on lap number 23. He's going as long as he can, it would seem, on his tank of fuel. Bunny's in 4th place. Chasing everything this evening. He is not out of it. He will have an advantage on tyres to Matt Psycho right now. Kaiser Grim in 5th place is running comfortably 5th. Nobody at the moment near him. Paul Shark in 6th. Quite a lot of drivers spread out right now. I say that and then, no, that's not the right one. What battle is that? It's Matt Psycho, Ajax and Yokas that I could see on the screen. So Matt Psycho 7 seconds off from Speckmere, as Speckmere sets the fastest lap of the race as 1:07.4. He knows what he has to do. Racing hard, kicking up the sparks as well. He's got Slender Fella just ahead of him. That big spider's vanished. So the sparks being kicked up by Speckmere. Psycho in 2nd place, losing time to the driver currently setting purple lap times. Bunny's in 3rd. Kaiser Grim is in 4th as his teammate has made a stop. The exhaust on the side of that Hyundai spitting out blue flame as he downshifts into turn 1. It's going to get pretty dark here as none of the floodlights are turning on. Well, that is very odd. So Paul Shark in 5th place, using the Lamborghini. It's on hards right now, so he's going to fall into the clutches of Bailey, I believe, at this stint. Bailey pushing hard. 6th place for him right now. Rob on drums has got the attention of Bloodraven. In fact, Rob on drums overtook Bloodraven on this lap. So Rob on drums now back up into 7th place. Has been in the top 4 in this race earlier on. Made a mistake though. In turn 1, had a car not looking happy. He's going quicker than he has gone before though, as he pulls away from the Jaguar of Bloodraven. Bloodraven 5 seconds up the road though from Ajax. Ajax on the medium tyres now again, trying to make better fist of it than the first stint. Craig O'B is 10th on the hards. Punisher 11th right now in his Aston Martin. Slenderfella is up to 12th after a slow start. Yokas in 13th. His best lap previously was on a 108, and a Lowy in 14th place. So Lowy not having the best of evenings in his Aston Martin. At the front of the field though, oh, as we see, change for position? Yes, Rob on drums and Bloodraven fighting it out. Bloodraven getting himself up into 7th place. So we go on board then with Rob on drums, as you can see the light starting to fade even more. Headlights really bright in these cars. They bounce off the walls. Rob on drums gets very close to it, trying to use all of the slipstream available to him. Will he make a move into turn 1? Yes, he does. He goes for it through there. We don't get the best of views as the camera pans out though. Rob on drums puts himself back into 7th. And Bloodraven has to look at the back of that Supra once more. These two having a fantastic fight for 7th place. It's all about your race at times. Rob on drums, a great servant to SNL. Barely misses a race. Always has fun. Always enjoys his racing. Here on a Sunday evening or Sunday afternoon, as it is for him in America. So the American driver up in 7th place in his car. He's going faster than he has gone before. His teammate currently leads the race by 10 seconds. Hello, Big Spider again. I've spotted you once more. It's more legs than body, the Big Spider. It's impressive, huh? Catwalk model going up and down the wall just behind my television screen. It keeps distracting me. It's very interesting. It's got some short legs. Some short legs, some long legs. Anyway, enough about the Spider. Specmere leading the race. Sparks being flown up in the air by his Supra. It does get dark here. That Psycho 2nd. He's doing 9s compared to 8.4s by Specmere. So Specmere's pace just dropping from that 7.4 he did earlier in the race. He is stuck though in traffic as that is Ajax actually letting him through. So Ajax driver letting him through 9th place. Getting lapped by the leader. Will not be enjoying that. Specmere holds the position. I think there's some... No, there are no lights coming on the floodlights. That is amazing. Psycho 10.7 seconds behind. Bunny's in 3rd. He's setting times similar to the race leader, so it's not over for him right now, as we're getting towards the halfway point of the race. That 29 with halfway. Kaisergrim currently still 4th place for him. Pulshak in 5th. He is getting closed down by Bailey though. Bailey is closing him down. It is slowly changing. So Bailey currently 6th. Rob on drum 7th. Bloodraven 8th. So they're keeping themselves closely together. Two North Americans fighting for 7th place. Let's see further down the field, we've got Craig O.B. We've then got Yokas. So Craig O.B. getting lapped by his teammate, Matt Psycho. So the Raven Senna Lamborghinis, I think Craig O.B. letting his teammate through on the inside. Blue flame kicking out the back of those Lamborghinis. Downshifting into turn 1. It's going to look amazing when it's completely dark and all we can see is the blue flame coming out of the back of the cars. You'd think they'd turn the lights on. Here, oh, the sky looking very nice as well as the stars come out. Go on board then with Speckmere. This is his view on board with the leading driver. He's going to pit at the end of this lap. Possibly, or maybe he's got one more lap left of fuel. He has got red flashy lights. Oh, he's just clipped the wall going through 9, so maybe he'll think, well, dip into the pits now, I've lost momentum. No, he's not. He's going another lap. Little do I know. So keeping himself in contention for this race victory. We've seen it before from Speckmere. He's been in the fight the past 3 races. As I say, if he hadn't had the disconnects, he definitely would have won at Sardinia, round number 2. He was leading by 10 seconds with a lap and a half to go. Round 3 at Barcelona, he was in contention. Possibly a 2nd place would have been on the cards that evening as well, but again a disconnect saw him lose out. Bunny's in 3rd place. The darkness really starting to shroud the cars. Why on earth have we not turned the floodlights on? Kaisergrim in 4th place in complete and utter darkness through the final part of the banking. Bloodraven then, as Bailey comes into the pits, so the Aston Martin in the pits once more. So Bailey, the first driver in. Speckmere surely coming in this lap as well. Yes, he does. So Bailey in as his black crew are hoping that there he is. There are the lights ablaze in the pit lane. They're doing a good job considering they can barely see. Matt Psycho then goes up into 2nd place. This is the thing about the GTE Championship. We don't often venture into the darkness that often. When we do, it always looks spectacular. Bunny's in 3rd place, will go up into 2nd. Kaisergrim in 4th, not close enough to put the pressure on. So Bunny's right now, is that his brother? No, it's not. It must be... In fact, it's an Aston Martin behind him. Bunny's currently 2nd. Thinking, well, could put the pressure on. That Psycho by running a longer stint. Speckmere out of the pits now, kicking up the sparks once more. He's out in 4th place, so onto the softs again. So he'll come in on about lap number 45, I would reckon. Unless he can extend it out a little bit further once more. Honestly, that's Matt Psycho leading in 1st place. Brakes. A light. Rob on drums pulling away now from Bloodraven. Supra in 6th is actually catching up to Pulshak. Bullshark on the hard tyres whilst Rob on drums is on soft. So Rob on drums looking for 5th place. Fuel roads are about the same, so they are going to come together on the circuit, I would say, in the next lap or two. Lamborghini goes, oh wow, look at the sparks now. Going through turn number 1. Bloodraven also doing the same thing. Does Ajax look like through turn 1? No sparks for the Hyundai, maybe not pushing as hard as loads of sparks coming up off the bottom of that Jaguar. Both of them nearly losing it. As we see Craig OB, he's got Yarkas behind him. Holds himself in position. Yarkas in 12th. Lowy 13th. Bailey is in 14th, but he has just done a stop. Psycho leading the race though, 17 seconds ahead of Bunnies. 9-0 for him. Bunnies did an 8-6. So Bunnies is catching, but not enough to really put the pressure on the championship leader. As it stands, Matt Psycho, Bunnies is on course for 3rd place. So Matt Psycho wouldn't have done enough to win the championship. We'll have a final race decider then for the title. Although Matt Psycho, odds-on favourite going into that final round at Suzuka next week, if it finishes as we expect it to do this evening. But who knows what could happen? Could have a disconnect. Anything can happen in SNL. We've seen it this season. Drivers losing connection whilst leading races. Is never having won a race in GTE. He is a champion in Formula X, but he has never done it in GTE. He's a 2-time champion in that series, Season 6 and Season 7 champion. The only driver to have won it twice. Psycho looking for the 3rd title of GTE. To become the first ever 3-time champion of this series. Consistency proving his friend this season. He's in 2nd. Speckmere in 3rd. Speckmere keeping the pressure on though. He will retake the lead when Matt Psycho pits. So they are having a battle. They don't see each other, but they're fighting each other through the pit stops. The sparks get kicked up in front of him. The driver ahead. Kaiser Grim into the pits then. Comes the Hyundai. They really should turn the lights on here at Blue Moon Bay. You would not want to be one of the pit guys with these cars coming down the pit lane towards them. So Kaiser Grim in the pits. He'll lose the position to Slender Fella. Blood Raven in 5th place. He's back ahead of Rob on drums. These two fighting each other. Rob on drums had a 16.7 on the previous lap, so that says to me he went off somewhere, made a mistake. Blood Raven back ahead of his rival, having an epic fight. Probably for 6th overall. Bullshark sliding the Lamborghini. He's hoping to get onto those soft tyres sooner rather than later. Be a few more laps to go though. So Blood Raven might catch him up at this rate and bring Rob on drums with him. They could be in a 3-way battle. The car ahead of Bullshark sparking up through turn one, you can see the headlights of the cars behind. Sharp running a little bit wide, no sparks for him through turn one. Rob on drums fighting that Supra through the first corner. Ajax having a bit of trouble through there. There's Matt Psycho leading the field. He'll be pitting soon, trying to find his way to the front of the field. Bunny sets his best lap, an 88.0 for him, 0.6 of a second off the fastest lap of the race. Pushing hard though. Not pushing as hard as Specmere. Specmere is on the pace this evening once more, using that Supra to the best of his abilities. Damn, Matt Psycho. No, it's not. It's Bloodraven ahead of Poolshot. So Bloodraven already is up into fourth place. What it's like saying, haven't they paid the electricity bill? No, on the Sykes. They've decided not to turn the lights on. Which, considering this is an oval, imagine if we went round Blue Bay with no lights. It could have been disastrous. Poolshot then has got the pressure of Rob on drums in sixth. It's always cool racing in the dark though. Makes everything look epic. Through the final sector with these three. Let's go on board with Rob on drums, because we'll be able to see up ahead Bloodraven and Poolshot. Poolshot braking slightly into turn 9. Rob on drums then on all the confidence. Just wondering if we could see through the infield. We can't because of the pit complex. Just wondering if we could do that. But there are battles ahead of us on the circuit. If not, yes, so we've got the Lowy and Bailey, the two Aston Martins fighting for position. Less than a second between them as Matt Psycho comes into the pits with 20 laps to go. Psycho is in. Here he is in his Lamborghini in the darkness. Bunny's also in the pits. He was able to close the gap quite substantially. But Specmere will retake the lead. Those three lights ablaze on the side. In terms of just one, there it goes. One light on the side of the car to say it is in first place. Which more of the cars had those? Innovation brought in by Aston Martin at Le Mans to show what position they were in and to show that they were ahead of the Ferraris. Bloodraven is going one extra lap, so he'll put himself up into third place as Matt Psycho gets himself up to speed. So he's on soft tyres now. So importantly, ahead of Bloodraven. And Rob on drums in fourth. Matt Psycho could have been behind Rob on drums if it had all turned out. Bunnies and Ajax side by side, these championship rivals. Bunnies gets ahead though of Ajax. Ajax in the Hyundai, his medium tyres older than those of his brother. And Bunnies able to pull away from him. Heavier fuel load, but the fresher tyres proving more successful at pulling out of the corners. Specmere right now, sparks are flying in that Supra. He's got one of the Hyundais behind him. It's in fact Kaisergrim, so 8th place has got lapped here this evening. Bloodraven is in the pits, no fuel left for him as the Jaguar will pit, so he'll get serviced. He's followed by Rob on drums. So their fight has left them to have no fuel at all. Between the two of them, in comes Bloodraven. Jaguar driver getting a full service. New tyres for him, new mediums. Rob on drums also getting some new tyres. Will he be going on to the hards for the last stint of his race? Specnia leading the race though by 22.4 seconds from that Psycho as they race through the darkness here at Blue Moon Bay. The spot's been kicked up into the dark sky. Electric meter not needing to be paid with these cars going around, lighting the way. Just seeing the battles on circuits. Ajax just behind his brother. Let's see, the gap between the Punisher and Poolshark is very, very tight. We go on board with the Punisher. In fact, the Punisher is looking to get past Bloodraven. To go off board, the Punisher goes up the inside of Bloodraven, runs a little bit deep though. That means Bloodraven can get an attack. No, Bloodraven cannot get the attack. So the Jaguar now overtaken by the Punisher. The Aston Martin falling down, but then Poolshark has got the opportunity in the Lamborghini on board with him through the banking. Imagine if all the lights were on, how bright this would be, but it's dark through here. It's quite scary in fact. As they go down the home straight, Greg O'B in the pits for his final stop of the day. Sparks flying ahead of us. The marbles being lit up as we see Poolshark now getting the momentum. He has the opportunity going into turn number 3. He has the inside line. He gets the Lamborghini stop but cannot get past Bloodraven, who stays in 8th. Great battle here for 7th place. The Punisher holding it right now, but Bloodraven in 8th. Keeping the pressure on, but needing to be careful because Poolshark is right behind him. And not too far away is Rob on drums in the quick performing Supra. So on board with Bloodraven, middle of this pack of drivers. Does he get the chance going into turn number 1? Not close enough, it doesn't seem. Here's the answer. That orange Aston Martin looking very orange in these lights. So across the line. Off and going though for these 3. Sparks flying. It's Bloodraven running wide, using the momentum as much as he can, but actually losing time as he does so. Specnia in first place, lapping similar times to Matt Psycho. Psycho kicking up the sparks. He's pushing. Once more, Bunny's in third place, also keeping the momentum up. Trying to hold himself. Haul himself possibly further up on the podium. It could be another podium for him. As we see the battle between Bloodraven and the Punisher. I think that's ended up in disaster. As the Punisher drops down to 9th place, Bloodraven moving very slowly. I think they've had a bit of an incident. The Punisher, rear lights flashing to say he was moving slowly. Rob on drums now 8th on hard tyres, so Rob on drums is on hards. He won't be stopping anytime soon. Kaiser Grim in 7th. He's got Poolshark just ahead of him. So all the chaos that has been happening, we can see in 5th place is Bailey. A few people in the chat looking forward to Bailey's race. Well, he's currently 5th on his own, trying to keep it all together. So Bloodraven in 10th, his teammate Slenderfella behind him in 11th. Craig OB in 12th place. He's just been lapped, I believe, by Ajax. with Yokas in 13th place, and Aloe having one of those evenings to forget in the Aston Martin. Blue flag is waving for him. I believe Speckmere is chasing him down. Yes, he is. Speckmere about 20 seconds ahead of Matt Psycho. So, again, the lap time's fairly steady. He will have to stop again. Matt Psycho less likely, I suspect. But we'll see. Fresher tyres will go on to Speckmere's car. But I believe he's got the hards to run. Bunny's through turn 1. Hoping second place is on the cards, I suspect. As Ajax will pit at the end of this lap. He's got the attention of a Lamborghini. It isn't that Psycho, so that must be Craig OB. I suspect. Yes, it is. Bailey has the attention of Paul Shark. Paul Shark pulling along. Bailey might have to get a move on for the next lap. He's going to have to stop. As he goes through turn 1. The attention of Paul Shark just behind him, on board with the American as Ajax pits for the final time in his Hyundai. Oh, Paul Shark once more sliding the Lamborghini. Bailey will be stopping at the end of this lap. Paul Shark looking for another top 5 finish this season in GTE. Could be top 4. So uses the slipstream of Bailey and moves up into 4th place. As Ajax leaves the pits on soft tyres. Paul Shark goes into turn 1 just ahead of the Canadian. Bailey in the pits. There is the number 8 Aston Martin getting new service, dropping out of the top 10 it would appear. Psycho catching up now. A couple of seconds based on this lap. Speckmere will be stopping. He'll be running hard for just 10 laps at the end of the race. Another race where he has proven his worth here in SNL. Does he stop? No, he won't. He'll do 9 laps then. Little do I know. On that, he's got the fastest lap of the race so far as the Punisher moves himself up into 7th, ahead of Kaiser Grim, and he's got Rob on drums now just ahead of him, but the Punisher is going to stop this lap. So Kaiser Grim unfortunately losing out, but he's got headlights behind him, which is Bloodraven. Up ahead, we've got the Punisher not having an opportunity, but Kaiser Grim is going to get overtaken by Bloodraven, it would seem. Oh, Bloodraven already ahead, going into turn number 1. The Jaguar gets past. He's got the Swede all over him. So go to turn number 3. The Jaguar turns in at the right moment to get himself up into 8th place. So Speckmere coming towards the pits now. For the final time this race. In he comes. Matt Psycho then will take the lead. But will Speckmere come out ahead of Bunnies? That would appear to be the big question. Wow. Paul Shark is about to get lapped. So Matt Psycho will have lapped everyone up to 4th place this evening. That is quite a dominant display from the race leader. Suspect me in the pits. Bunnies is going to pass him. So Bunnies up into second. Oh, only just though, because Speckmere out of the pits, a second behind him. Now, hard tyres versus mediums that are a few laps old. That is going to be the big question. Wow, the top three have lapped everyone up to third. Up to fourth, it would seem. Not quite. Speckmere was ahead as he did the pit stop. That's like 17 seconds in the lead. With 8 laps to go. Starting to think about that championship. Got Suzuka next week to confirm it. Bunnies in second though. Be hoping to hold that position. Speckmere in third. Driven brilliantly again tonight. He's had to run an extra stop. Full shark. Just managing to stay on the lead lap right now. Ajax pushing hard though. In an awkward position. He's got his teammate for one of them behind him. That is Yokas. Oh, Alois pointing the wrong way. So Alois has had a bit of a spin. That Psycho just lapping him. Yokas catching up with Alois. Alois has damage on the right front. That means that Yokas has a chance to overtake Alois. Doesn't look like it will happen. Through turn 1, Matt Psycho is keeping himself out of trouble. He's dragging Ajax along with him. Ajax on the pace of the race leader. Just a lap down. He's having a bit of traffic as well. There's little clusters of cars now starting to form as we see Kaiser Grim and Slenderfella. Slenderfella moving up as the race starts to come to him. Can he get 8th place this evening? Well, it looks like he can, because Kaiser Grim's left a gap which Slenderfella says, I will go up the inside of and I'll take it into turn 9 and make sure. Slenderfella then into 8th, but Kaiser Grim on the inside of the banking and is just ahead of Slenderfella, but Slenderfella then gets past again, going down the home straight. So the Brit overtaking the Swede. Kaiser Grim in 9th place, Craig O.B. in 10th, with Bailey 11th, the Punisher in 12th. Punishing night for Aston Martin OC. 11th, 12th and 14th. Not what they would have been hoping for this evening. Psycho in first place though. Blue flags are waving. Flash of lights from Matt Psycho. He's got Full Shark in his sights. Driver in 4th. To get lapped here. It's an incredibly short circuit. As Matt Psycho dives up the inside of his teammate into turn 1. Full Shark now has got the attentions of Ajax. Ajax keeps himself close enough to the Lamborghini ahead of him. Full Shark. Oh no, Full Shark having a little bit of a moment. And that gives Ajax 4th place. That wouldn't be the way that Ajax wanted to take it, but they will have it all the same. Making sure Specnier hasn't fallen off the circuit. It's not showing a gap. There it is. So that's Psycho comfortably leading this race. He has 4 laps to go. Leads Bunnies by 18 seconds. Oh, Bunnies just clipping the wall on the exit there. Does that give Specnier an opportunity? Not really. The hard tyres proving they're probably not the tyre to be on. It's hard luck for Hyundai. It's Suzuka then. 2 sets of hard tyres for them at that round. With Coolshot 5th. Rob on drums in 6th place. It's ahead of Bloodraven once more. That Bunny's in between them. It is. So Bloodraven will be hoping to use that to his advantage. His last few laps. Slenderfella in 8th, so Gasman will be happy. 3 cars in the top 8. Is a good night's work for the Jaguar Racing by Peter especially. Well, it's a good night though for Ravenson and Lamborghini, because they've got 2 cars in the top 5. Coolshot is in 5th place. Oh, Matt Psycho's clipped the wall. I think on the exit of turn 2, he hit and walloped the apron back onto the oval. Just over 2 laps for Matt Psycho left. Anybody closely fighting each other? There's just a few cars that are sort of lapping Kaiser Grimbo and Craig O.B. Craig O.B. making the move into turn number 1. Nicely done by the Lamborghini. Holding it as he slides through, stays himself in 9th place. Bailey is 11th. Oh, but Bailey's running wide, so that means the Punisher's going to catch him up. Bailey letting his teammate through. They are 11th and 12th. Yokas in 13th place and Aloe 14th. Doing some bump drafting with the car. Not sure who that is. Slender fella possibly? Yes it is. And a bit of fun. Matt Psycho then. He's just got over a lap left of this circuit, driving in the night sky. On the cusp of the championship. That third one, it's been a long time coming. There you go, I've said it. We've still got to wait another week, because Bunny's in 2nd place. Will take 2nd in the championship and will be 22 points behind that Psycho. So if Bunny's won and that Psycho came last, Bunny's would win the title by 1 point. So the odds are in Matt Psycho's favour, but it's still not over. He's got to dot the I's, cross the T's, make sure everything runs to plan. But he's coming out the final couple of corners now here at Blue Moon Bay. It is going to be a emphatic victory for Matt Psycho and the Raven Senna Lamborghini. It is win number 4 of the season for Matt Psycho. He wins here. Ajax is in 4th place. Pool Shark will finish in 5th place. Top 5 for him once more, having the best season of his GTE career. Bunnies will finish in 2nd place. Speckmere is going to finish in 3rd. Bloodraven 8th. 7th, 8th Slenderfella. 9th place is going to be Craig OB. Kaisergrim is going to be 10th. th is the Punisher. Crosses the line. Bailey is in 13th place. Jokas was 13th and 14th was Aloe. But the winner, once again, is Matt Psycho. Pole position this evening, but also the victory. More importantly, the Sick Children's Trust on the back of the overalls, as is Great Ormond Street Hospital and BOSP. As always, if you can, donate in these difficult times. But Matt Psycho, the winner. Hopefully I get to run through the result before the power cuts out this evening. There is Matt Psycho there, the winner of round number 5 here at Blue Moon Bay Speedway. He said in the chat that he doesn't like this circuit. Oh, he says he does like the circuit. There we go, he does like it. So that proves why he was so good this evening. 2nd place was Bunnies in his Jaguar Racing by Peter. It keeps the championship alive. As I said before, the gap is 22 points. The gap at the biggest possible gap it can be, 23 points in the final race of the season for Matt Psycho. So it is a tall order, but we do have a championship battle going into the final race of the season. Speckmere in 3rd place, another impressive drive for him, and fastest lap too. 4th place was Ajax. 5th place was Pool Shark. Feel good about that, he says. In 6th place is Rob on drums in his Super, another top 6 finish for Rob on drums this season. 7th place is Bloodraven in his Jaguar. 8th is his teammate Slenderfella, also there for Jaguar. 9th place is Craig OB in the Lamborghini. 10th is Kaisergrim in his Hyundai. 11th is the Punisher in his Aston Martin. 12th, also in the Aston Martin, is Bailey. 13th is Jokas in the Hyundai. And 14th place was Aloe in his Aston Martin. Thank you everyone for the viewing. Thank you for all the likes, all the subscribing as well. Mama Sykes in the chat saying, great Matthew, well done. Super Racing Boys, thank you for mentioning the Charities Jam. No problem, Mama Sykes. No problem either to Matt Psycho. Pool Shark saying he overfilled a bit for that last stint, so he's a bit annoyed by that. So he could possibly have got 4th place this evening if it wasn't for that. A great drive nonetheless. But his teammate Matt Psycho is on the cusp of winning that championship. Tune in next week to see what happens at Suzuka. It's the only race we've got rain this season, and it could happen. But you know SNL, it never rains at all. Even when we have a full season of wet races, we barely see it. So let's see what happens next week at Suzuka. Join us then, 8 o'clock, Sunday night, for the final round of GTE season number 9. And do we crown our first 3-time champion? Gran Turismo saying thanks for hosting the stream. See you again, Gran Turismo. Join us next week for round number 6 of GTE.